Welcome to the UFC Central Studios. During fight week for UFC 143, I was one of the few media members who were lucky enough to sit down welterweight contender Nick Diaz. We discussed not only his main event bout versus Carlos Condit, but a variety of other topics that hopefully will give you a glimpse into one of the sport's most fascinating fighters.
Usually I don't tell myself I can do anything that I haven't already seen myself do, or you know, I don't really set too high goals for myself. Everything that I set out to accomplish is something that I'm usually, believe in. I'm being really realistic about what it is I'm talking about and what it is I'm pretty much what it is I'm up to. I'm not putting on a fake or a front. I'm just, what you see is what you get. I'm just working hard and I'm just trying to take it to the next level, pretty much.
You're succeeding in doing that. I think Keith had an exceptional saying on the primetime show, and it kind of caught me off guard. I'm like, that is so true. Again, I'm trying to not talk to you like I'm a guy that's been following you for so long and appreciate what you do in the cage, but as an analyst, I look at that and say, man, Heath was right. Because Heath said, maybe Nick can't verbalize what he wants to say, but you put him in the octagon, and he's a poet. When you heard that,
Heath.
What'd you think?
I thought that was nice of him to put it that way, I guess. I mean, yeah, I thought that, I don't know if that best explains me. I think that, there's a lot of fighters that get out there and they really put it together for themselves once they're out there fighting. So, yeah, I guess you could say that, I'm trained. That's who I am, is training and fighting to become, what it is you see out there. So that's pretty much what you're seeing, and I don't know.
Caesar also said something that I kind of looked and said, interesting, because it's true. And I'm not saying this for all those fans and the media that talk trash about you. The one thing that people don't know about you that I've seen over the years is the strength, the mental strength that you have. And Caesar said, you can't break Nick Diaz. You're not going to break Nick Diaz. No one's going to break Nick Diaz. What is it that makes you so mentally strong, that whole warrior spirit, that nothing is going to stop you from doing what you got to do?
I think it's right and wrong. Like, I think that I know, a lot of times I have this sort of confidence. It's not fake. It's not a fake crazy. It's not something that, I try to, to work myself up to or something like that. I think a lot of fighters have to work themselves up or have something that they believe in. The only thing that I need to believe in is that I did the right thing in training, and I had the right direction, and I have to put my faith in the technical aspect of mixed martial arts and not so much, building myself up or, pretty much psyching myself up to being this, guy who's pumped up. And, it's more so like I have this confidence because I know that I've done the right things that it takes to be here and perform the way I need to perform, and that's why you see me act the way I act, because it's pretty much like someone telling me you're wrong when you know you're right, and it's frustrating, and so that's the look you see on my face, and I'm just trying to force things to go the right way, pretty much. That's the way I feel, I guess, because I know that I worked harder, I've trained longer, I come from a stronger background, and that's why I'm here to win.
We'll talk about the fight, and I want to talk about the fight and the team that surrounds you, that helps you get to where you're at in a second. You mentioned you're not putting on a front. This is the real Nick Diaz. And, I don't mean to put you in the same category as Josh Koscheck or Rashad Evans, or I'm talking about fighters that are misunderstood. Because when I deal with fans or callers into my show or that watch the TV show or that listen to the radio show, I try to explain to them, I said, you guys don't know these guys. All you see is what's on TV or read an article. These guys are real. They're real athletes, and every guy's different. Stop hating on them. Why do people why is there a segment of the population that misunderstands you, that potentially doesn't like you? Well, why do you think that is?
A lot of people can go ahead and, they're going to pass judgment right away and decide that that I'm, but maybe I'd say, I guess, not a good influence or a great role model, and that really, they're more sportsman-like type of fans, and they're in it for more of the sportsmanship and what it is to be, an athlete and all that stuff. So I think that these people tend to become a lot more critical on account of how I'm acting. But I think a lot of it is that they're not quite understanding how this sport works, because we're going to have to call it a sport and make it a sport for this to be okay, because it's not okay to just have a battleground and, and I think in the beginning it freaked people out enough that it was inside of a cage, and that's not necessarily my favorite thing, anyways. That we're fighting in a cage, but we are fighting in a cage, and it is what it is. So we're going to do our best to trick the public into thinking that this is sports and we're all sportsmanlike. But in actuality, if you come to my gym and you're training at my martial arts studio, I'm not going to teach your kid to go out there and play soccer with his opponent. I'm going to teach him to go out there and fight and do everything he can to win, to survive, and to fight for his life. And we're just going to be as realistic as possible about this whole thing. Because what I've learned, I think, from martial arts and from MMA, just in general, I think is just really, I think it's just realistics, and people, and what's real and what's not, and what's fake, or what's been marketed or advertised, and what people are, believe in, and what's real and what's not. And that's I think that's the most valuable strength I've gained out of this whole trip.
Talking about Richard Perez, I don't think this guy gets enough credit for what he's done for you, and especially when he did against Cowboy. I mean, that was some kind of performance. What you did against BJ, against Paul Daly. What has he done for you in terms of not only just your hands and your footwork and how things roll in the cage, but can you talk about him as an influence?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for Richard, because this isn't boxing. Boxing is going to come into play out there, and it's a huge aspect of this sport. I think people think they have good stand-up or good boxing because they throw punches or they spar. There's a lot of Muay Thai, and I have to bring up the fact that I have to ask people. I say, how much does these Muay Thai fighters, how much are they getting paid? How much is the best Muay Thai fighter getting paid? It's usually, it's like sometimes 20 grand, something like that tops. It's not like these big paydays what people are making now in MMA and what people have been making in boxing. So the thing is, there's been a lot of money in boxing for a long time, and a lot of people out there, everybody wants to be a boxer one day, and there's professionals, high paid professionals to look up to and to train after. In kickboxing, there's not a lot. It's a smaller community. There's not a lot of money in it, and if you ask me, these guys are underpaid, and it's a complete different sport. I don't think that. It has some to do with MMA, but you're going to learn your karate kicks and your knees from other martial arts out there, and wrestling is going to teach you how to clinch and break the clinch when it comes to a Muay Thai clinch, and there's a lot that there is to learn from Muay Thai, but I think that a lot of fighters kind of just get drowned out with all the Muay Thai that's going on, because Muay Thai is really popular. For just classes and women and kids and people, and it's really marketable, Muay Thai, and I think that they have it in a lot of gyms right now. and people get kind of carried away and they start going down that road. And this MMA mixes better with Muay Thai, and MMA fighters, they go to the Muay Thai fighters to get the right type of training. But the fact of the matter is this is all new to the whole boxing type, and they don't like to have anything to do with any of this stuff. And it's, you know, and that's when it becomes this thing of, you know, everybody thinking they're better. So the Muay Thai guy's like, I'm better than a boxer, I'll kick him. And then the grappler's like, I'll take the guy down, or Muay Thai or boxer, and then, you know, but I need to learn some clinch and some knees for my MMA, so they go to the Muay Thai guy, and then they're all hating the boxer because the boxers just box. And but the thing is sooner or later, some of these guys are gonna grow up learning grappling, and they're gonna grow up inside the boxing gym, you know, and if they're smart like me, they'll keep their mouth shut. And they won't say anything about MMA or kickboxing or how they can kick or what if they took you down. Or they're going to put their boxing shoes on. They're going to put their boxing headgear on and start showing up wearing some boxing equipment and training boxing and you know, and learning how to work around a boxing gym, because it's a completely different sport than kickboxing and boxing and just being a stand-up fighter or karate. These are all really different types of martial arts, and people are having a hard time figuring it all out because there's just so much to this.